Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in today's video I'll be talking about the manga fight between Kefla and Gohan and why I think we deserve to get that fight in particular animated. So let's get into it. So if any of you guys are keeping up with the Dragon Ball Super manga, you'll notice that there have been a few changes to the Tournament of Power of arc. So before I go into any detail, if you guys haven't watched the Tournament of Power arc in Dragon Ball Super or haven't read the Tournament of Power arc in the manga, please go read it, please go watch it. That way I'm not spoiling. But if you have watched it or you have read it, I'm assuming you guys have, so I'm going to get right on into the video. So as you guys know, there are a few changes made throughout the Tournament of Power, most notably Master Roshi using Ultra Instinct temporarily against Jiren, which I thought was elite. Like, that is what the hell we needed in the actual animated version. And there's so many people who complain about, oh, it doesn't make any sense and this, that, and the other. You know what? For starters, when has Dragon Ball ever made sense? Two, Master Roshi is one of the GOAT. He is one of the OG. He's the one who trained Goku. He deserves that little bit of shine. So I don't want to hear about it not making any sense. I feel like it made sense. Master Roshi is hundreds of years old. He has experience. Ultra Instinct, from my understanding, it takes years to learn. It really made sense why Master Roshi was able to use it. But getting into Kefla versus Gohan. So, if anyone knows, I am a die-hard Gohan fanboy. Gohan will always be my number one. He's been my number one since, not even the Cell Saga. I'm talking the Frieza Saga. When he just beat up second form Frieza, I already knew Gohan was it. So, I'm not disappointed in the animated version of Gohan's fight. I do feel towards the end it was all over the place. He was fighting Topo, then he was fighting Dispo, and he wasn't working really well with 17, which that didn't make any sense to me because Gohan is a very capable fighter. He's able to adapt to any situation, and then him and 17 not working well together just really irritated me. And that was during the time when we were really trying to get a feel of how strong 17 was, and I feel like they gave Gohan the shaft to make 17 appear to be stronger, and that was just very irritating to me. But that's a whole other rant in a different video. We'll talk about 17 later, which I'm a huge fan of 17 now. I wasn't at the time, but I am now. So getting back to Kefla and Gohan. So in the animated version, Kefla takes on Goku in the Tournament of Power, and they fight, and you get this epic clash, and Goku had to go to Ultra Instinct to defeat her, and the way he beat her was just epic. However, in the manga version, there's a slight difference. So instead of Goku taking on Kefla, Gohan takes on Kefla, and he is just so confident and so just reassured of himself, and I haven't seen Gohan being depicted in that light in so long, and it's almost addicting when you get to see him in that kind of light. So yes, so Gohan, he's just nope, you're fighting me, I'll be your opponent, and he's just got his foot on Kefla's neck the entire time. He's telling her that, I don't need to go Super Saiyan, I'll beat you my own way. I guess he's relying more so on his human emotions or his human side. And when I tell you this man is keeping up with Kefla, now mind you, Kefla is a fusion between Khalifa and Kale, and their power levels obviously don't make sense in Dragon Ball, but to my understanding and how I can make sense of it, Kefla is at least maybe a tier under Vegito in Dragon Ball Z. Not Dragon Ball Super, but Dragon Ball Z. So that is massive power that this girl has. And Gohan, he was in his ultimate form, and he was going tit for tat with this girl. And mind you, Gohan is one singular person, but it just shows that he has the ability to get stronger. It looked to me like he was getting stronger as he fought. Not in the same way that Broly, because Broly gets, this guy is he's primal. He gets stronger as he fight. But Gohan definitely, it looked like throughout that fight, he was getting stronger and just really tapping into that natural, because Gohan has a natural talent. So just really, really awesome. And I feel like as fans of Gohan, it's our turn. Vegeta got his shine, Trunks got his shine, Goku constantly gets his shine. Gohan, for almost decades, it feels like decades, has been getting the shaft ever since the Cell Saga. And I know there's this big uproar about Gohan being a little bit more popular than Goku, and some of the Japanese fans weren't really having that, so then they gave Gohan the shaft. But come on, like, it is time you guys start writing Gohan and making him that powerhouse character that we know him to be, because it makes for a better story. It makes for a more compelling story. And I don't mean make him strong out of some random power up and then he goes back to, studying. I mean, no, like, make him stronger, keep him stronger, make sure he's training. And then in the midst of all this, make sure that Piccolo gets some type of power up, some type of something, because they're playing in Piccolo's face too. And that is another rant video all in itself. But let's keep the focus back on Gohan. And the main reason why I think we deserve to have this animated is because I felt like a lot of the Tournament of Power, the animation got a little sloppy some episodes, and they should just give us like an OVA of some of like these newer fights that weren't at, like, basically where he took a different direction. Animate those, make it like a 2-episode special. I'm telling you, a Gohan versus Kefla fight animated would be so hype. I don't care what anybody says, Gohan has a strong fan base. He has a lot of people that like to see him win. We all want him to win. And this fight, for me, as far as the story is concerned, really solidified that Gohan is now serious about attaining some type of unique new form. And I don't know if that is expanding upon the ultimate form or making a completely unique form of his own. But whatever it may be, if he's currently able to keep up with Kefla and he continues his training, which I hope he does, because there hasn't been no sign of Gohan at all since the Tournament of Power. Like, no sign at all. Doesn't mean he's not training, it just means that there hasn't been no sign of him. So if that's the case, I am just so excited to see where they go with this character. The problem is, it seems like the writers, they'll get onto something and then they drop the ball with Gohan, and it just gets exhausting, honestly. But that's why I think we deserve it to get animated. This is why I feel like Gohan deserves more spotlight. I know there's a lot of people out there who feel like Gohan deserves more, and if you do, please let me know why in the comments. Share this video, spread the word, and like always, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscription button, and you guys have a great rest of your week.